Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday morning, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. And I'm going to start this video off with, since it's the first day of the week, I want to kind of wrap up the first two videos with giving you a PowerPoint here with the 5 best credit cards for beginners with either low or no credit. And these are my top picks. As I went through about 10 to 15 credit cards, I was looking at ones that had the best benefits with the lowest downside possible and the lowest barrier of entry. So with that being said, let's get started. We'll jump right into my PowerPoint here. All right, so now that I figure out how to get my PowerPoint on the internet, I'm probably going to redo one of the other videos or just add my PowerPoint to it. But anyway, let's jump right into it. And originally this was going to be 5 credit cards, but I decided to combine the first one because it is 2 credit cards. So let's jump right into it and see what we got going on here. So the very first card I want to bring up is the Pedal 1 and a Pedal 2 card. Some of you all may have heard of this card, some of you all may have not have. So here's a brief overview of kind of the pros and cons of this card. This is my first pick, and of course I'm saving my best for last, the one I really want to recommend. But again, like I said, I'm just giving advice. You look into these cards yourself, make sure that they are going to be a good fit for you. But basically the Pedal 1 card is designed for people with low to fair credit or cash flow who are seeking to improve their credit card. So or to improve their credit score. So it does, you will be subject to late payments, of course, if you miss it, and return payment fees, but hopefully that's not the case. Like I said, as we talked about in the previous videos, how important it is to pay those credit card balances. And the Pedal 2 is just a more, I guess it's a more advanced version of that same card. And it's going to be kind of like an upgrade to that Pedal 1 card. So if you look here, they doesn't really offer any introductory interest rates or anything like that. But the regular interest rates you can see for the Pedal 1 card is 22.99 up to 32.49. It can vary, of course. It's going to be dependent on the person applying. But again, those as an APR, what I would say is that I wouldn't even worry about that, because if you're going to pay your balance off at the end of the month, you're not going to have to worry about paying that interest rate, because you're not going to have you're not going to be carrying a balance, or if you do, you're going to carry a 9% or less balance. And the reason why I picked this, and actually every card on this list, is because none of these cards have an annual fee. And for me, my advice or my recommendation is for anyone just getting into the credit card game is pick those ones that don't have annual fees. Because like I said, the only time I would even suggest picking a card that has annual fees is if it's going to have massive rewards at the end. So if you look at these 2 cards, the only one that has rewards anyway is the Pedal 2 card, and it's only up to 1.5% cash back. But anyway, like I said, you're getting these cards to help build credit. And the reason why these 2 made my list is because from what I researched, from what I heard, that you can get a credit limit all the way up to $10,000. Yep, you heard me right, $10,000 credit limit. So again, like I said, that is a really good way to get into the credit card game. And these are not secured credit cards, so you are not required to put a down payment on these cards. All right, moving right along. Card number 2. We're talking about the USAA American Express secured credit card. Of course, the minimum deposit is $250, which is pretty much going to guarantee your approval for this credit card. And the reason why I selected this one, along with the other ones, just so you know, the rest are going to be secured cards, but every one of these have the opportunity to graduate to an unsecured card, which means you will get that deposit back of on-time payment history and good behavior on that card. Again, no annual fees on this. It has a regular APR at up to 25.15%, which again, like I said, doesn't even matter if you're going to carry a low to no balance and you're going to pay it off in the end anyway. But like I said, that is going to be the number 2 card, or in this case it'd be the number 3 now if you count the Pedal 2 card, whatever like that. But anyway, They say this one, like I said, I would say I believe you have to be either a military member or related to a military member somehow in order to gain membership as a USAA member, and then you'll be able to apply for this card. Next card is the Quicksilver Capital One Rewards card, and this one is secured with a minimum deposit of $200. Again, this has no fees to get started. Of course, it's a secure card, so your chances of approval is almost 100%. Of course, it has a rate of up to, or interest rate of up to 28.49%. No annual fees and cash back of up to 5% on this card. Now, again, this one I select as well too, because this one, these rewards, I mean, I use this one myself. Mine isn't secure, but this, you also have the opportunity to graduate from a secure card to an unsecured card, meaning you get your deposit back. And most of these secure deposits, I think you can deposit pretty much up to like $5,000 to start. So you don't have to start at $200. So if you got $1,000, $1,500, you can put that up to give you that first initial line of credit. And of course, you use that responsibly. You know, usually between 6 to 9 months, these cards will graduate to an unsecured card, and you will get that deposit back. So this one, I would say, is a good card to keep for the longevity, because the rewards makes up for starting out as secured, in my opinion. So, okay, moving right along. Next card. This is the second to last card. This one is my number 2 card. This one, again, is another secure card with a $200 minimum deposit, which, you know, you're 18 years old, you working at Little Caesars or McDonald's, pretty sure you could afford a $200 minimum deposit when you're not even living on your own yet, hopefully, right? But anyway, this one, again, this one is going to be a good card to have, because Citibank, it could go a long way. Like I said, this is a good one to have in your wallet, especially when you want to have a variety of cards and banks. And again, this is not just about the card, this is about building relationships. So when you get to the point where you're going to start looking for loans like mortgages and auto loans and things like that, you're going to already have established relations with some of these bigger banks. So you're already going to be off to the good start. And again, this one as well, I believe, has the opportunity to graduate to unsecured, and you can get that deposit back. Last but not least, my favorite card, which you've probably heard of this for plenty of times and plenty of other YouTube channels, but this one has been in the top 10, I think, of most people's picks for cards, and it is the Discover It secured card. And the reason why I'm going secured is because, like I say, if you're going to get a hard pull, why not guarantee that you're going to get approval? Now, especially when you have that limited credit history, right? If you're younger, or if you have bad credit, you know, I wouldn't say bad credit, but it may be fair credit, you have a decent chance of getting approval for this. But if you have someone who hasn't established credit yet, this is a good place to start. And again, $200 minimum deposit. This one as well can graduate to an unsecured card in the future with on-time payments and responsible usage. You have your APR of 25.99%, which is variable, which again, like I said, shouldn't even matter that much anyway. And then you have your 2% or up to 2% cash back. Now, the thing with this one is you want to pay attention to is why this is so important is the rewards. You get 1.5% on regular purchases outside of the two, I would say, signature purchases, which is like gas stations and restaurants. You get 2% cash back. And I don't really care about the restaurants. I don't know about you, but for me, it's the 2% cash back on gas, especially with the way the world is right now, with the price of these oil barrels and inflation and all this other stuff. Is the 2% is going to add up. And like I said, with this one, this is another one you want to keep for longevity, and to build relationships with Discover can go a long way. This is as well have really high credit limits, but these cards, I would say once you get them, you hang on to these, you treat these babies like no other, and next you know, I mean, you're going to have 20, 30, 40, even $50,000 of revolving credit that you'll have sitting there, and your credit score is just going to skyrocket. Now, with that being said, like I said, I want to always keep my videos short, straight to the point, and I don't want to, and I don't want to drag this out, but I will say those are my 5/6 picks of cards to start with as a beginner. And then as we move forward through the rest of this week, I'm probably going to start talking more about budgeting and start talking about the 5/30/20 rule. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. But my next video, I'll be explaining that. So now that we established baselines of our credit, some beginner credit cards or low entry credit cards to look into, we're going to start talking about the budget, how to set up checking accounts and savings accounts and brokerage accounts and CDs and all that stuff. And we're going to get into the nitty gritty. But till next time, I will talk to you all later. Peace.